today about the dCity second edition cards. We're just going to take a look at those, kind of break down each one, let you know which ones are good, which ones are kind of a funny little laugh at you because it's rare but you got it, and other things like that. If you like this video, let me know. I can do one for the first cards. I haven't yet, but I was requested to take a look at the second cards as there's a lot less known about those. So let's skip down here. So the second edition cards. The real breakdown on these is that they're cards that are more of a hodgepodge. You have cards that have population, that have income, that have popularity, and have workers, so that even though you get population for them, you need extra population just to get the card going because it has more workers than population, like the farm right there. You also have a lot of cards with special abilities that can be unique to the card. They can stack on top of each other. They just do different things, and a lot more of them are like that. Like you have the hospital, casino, and job center, all with descriptions of special abilities just in the first 8 cards. So we'll go over each card. I'm going to try to be kind of quick, slow down on the better ones. So your farm, this card it's a good card for a common card. I'd much rather get the farm than the park or the wind turbine. It's got the bigger population boost. It's got a nice income number at 6. It's got a good popularity number at 5. It needs 11 workers, but my city, I have too many people. I need worker cards. If you need workers and not people, then you're not going to like the farm quite as much. The park, it's only got 2 population, but it gives you a worker and a 5 to popularity. So it's not a terrible card by any means. It's just not that special for a common card that is you're going to see a lot. You'll live with it. It's not going to make you happy, but it shouldn't be too bad if you have a stack of parks in your city. The wind turbines, they have a technology upgrade, and I'm going to try to go over all the technology upgrades that help cards in the second set so that you know that even though this card doesn't look that good, it gets better. And they're really cheap, so if you like the technology upgrade, you could buy these up off the marketplace, because I think a lot of people don't think this is a very good card, so they're selling it for around 400 sim, which is half price. Goes up and down a little bit, but it stays right there. Hospital is a really solid card, but you only need 1. Because everybody needs 1, it might sell for a little bit more, so you might want to look into getting your 1, and if you get more, possibly selling it and then getting other cards out there, because the 5 income's a little low. 14 popularity is really high. 10 workers, that's an okay card for a worker card. It's very rare, so it's going to be hard to get one of these, or you're going to have to just buy it. But this is the description here, is it will increase your overall population by 1. If you're one of those top players or want to be one of those top players, I'm in the top 100 just barely right now. So I want to stay there. The hospital could help. So that's just one you want to get, at least 1, and if you get more, you probably maybe want to look into selling it. I imagine this will have a good value. The hotel is another one of those cards that has population and workers, but at a -11. So hotels, not really good if you're trying to build up your population. A solid income number at 10, popularity 5, worker. I mean, it's an overall good card. That's why it's probably a rarer card, and you won't mind having them. It's just it's an all-around good card. Doesn't do anything that spectacular. The job center is nice because even though it's only a 5 income, 7 popularity, and it takes 10 workers, it gives you increased chaining chance for the day of 3%, and this 3% will stack, and it'll allow you to turn your homeless and your immigrants into other characters in the game, such as artistes or scientists, and there'll probably be more out there eventually, and I think it can do workers as well. The stadium is a nice income card. 15 is really one of the top ones you're going to see on a lot of cards that don't have any drawbacks or anything weird in them. So to get 15 and only need 17 workers and get popularity is nice. It's a good card. The casino, bigger income, popularity of 8, workers 10, but this has a drawback of your increased crime ratio can now get robbed for 400. But it also gives you gamer tokens now for the crypto gamers gamble site. So I'm glad I have the casinos. I have no problem with the fact that I have casinos, and I'll keep getting them. If you get, you can keep your crime rate low other ways, and just hope you don't get hit for that 400. And the one time you do, you're kind of like, it happened. So the art gallery. This is one of the cards, one of the few cards that has creativity. Creativity isn't as in demand as education because I don't think people are as big on the backgrounds. There's some news that the backgrounds are going to do special things for your city too that might make the backgrounds wanted a little more. But all the art cards seem to be a little undervalued. So if you're somebody who just wants to like save up on the backgrounds and hope they get better in the future, they do sell, so you can always just farm them and sell them. So the card is just solid. It does the popularity, the creativity. It only needs a few workers. So this is a good card, but only if you want creativity. No income on this card. The ad agency is a little more all-around card because you get some income, some popularity, and half as much creativity, and it takes one more worker. So I'm thinking if you want to be doing more than just creativity, ad agencies are a little bit better. Art galleries, though, at 10, you need a lot less of them to get your creativity up to the cap. Schools are a good card. I like them a lot because they give you education, what you need to learn the technologies. They also don't take that many workers and have an income and a good popularity number. So this is a really good card. The Research Center, you have to have at least one because it's required for you to discover the technologies. So once you get one of these, that's good enough for that. But it also has 10 education, and it's a good card for workers. So I really want these because I've got like 400 extra workers right now, and I need to get them working. It isn't a good income to worker ratio, but you don't want to have as many people not working as I do because you start losing sim for that. The university is just really an education card, and it also sucks up some workers. It's almost exactly the same as the school, which is kind of funny. It's a little bit rarer. It has the same income, same popularity, but double the education and only takes 2 more workers. So these cards are very close. Just always, if you're going to buy a school, double check that you can't get a university that's not twice as much, and then you could spend the extra money and get the extra education. I did that the other day. Schools are going for $1,200. This was only going for $16, so I bought a university. The brewery is a pretty fun little card because it can produce beer tokens for you. I got the first brewery off of an auction, and it was pretty cool because I got a lot of beer tokens those first couple days when nobody else had a brewery. Now that there's more in the game, you don't get as many per card, but still any card that's getting you a good income number, has an okay amount of workers, and is farming you another token, like the brewery, is great. The weed farm is also great because it produces weed tokens. The weed tokens can be used, and all the cards that can be used to produce a token, that token is used in the game for an event. So it's good to be able to get some free to make those events a little bit cheaper for you. The nightclub is an interesting card. This is one of the ones that they're talking about, like with the night gallery, maybe the nightclub being better. That's not in the game yet, but updates are coming all the time to this game, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it. It's a solid income card, solid popularity. The little creativity boost is kind of nice. 10 workers. It's just an overall good card. I don't know how popular it will be because it's not doing anything spectacular, but it doesn't do anything bad. The Waves broadcast tower is really something kind of cool with that 40 creativity for one worker. And it's a shout out to the Waves team in the PalNet Discord and the radio that they do and the shows that they do. I kind of like anything that shouts out to the other tokens or the other people out there that are doing good stuff for Hive. So the broadcast tower is cool. It's really a creativity play, but I wouldn't mind having one in my city. I don't yet. It's very rare, as you can see. Laboratories are also very rare. This one is kind of, I don't see the why completely yet. I might be missing something, so I'm going to look into it. But it's only 6 income, only 5 popularity. It does have 6 education, and it takes 11 workers. But the school seems better to me. So does the university or the research center, and this one's a lot rarer. The forest. This card is just one of those funny Easter eggs to me. It's only a 4 income, 4 popularity, 2 workers, but it's a rare card. So when you get this, you're kind of like, ugh, I got a forest when I could have got a 3% university. I could have got all of that. Instead, I got that. But it happens. The solar plant's a good card. It has a tech bonus, so that'll make this card even better. It's no big problems with it. The nuclear plant is a good income card, but it has this negative 15 popularity. That can go away with a technology boost, though. The military industrial complex is a pretty cool card. They've been playing around with this. They can turn on a war tax, and if you have one of these, you get part of the money that's taken from the other players given back to you. I only have one, and whenever they turn it on, I get 100 sim per day back, but I also lose 100 sim to the tax. So it helps me break even. If I had more of these, then I'd actually want the tax in play because then I'd be making more money off of the tax. Um, Besides that, it is a very solid income card, and it chews up a lot of workers. I'd love to get more of these, but at 1%, it's not that easy. This card, though, at a 2%, I've been really lucky and gotten 5 of these now. And by really lucky, I mean unlucky because it's only a 2% chance and I have 5 of them. And it's only a 2 income, negative 1 popularity, and 2 workers. I literally asked Gerber about this and he said, hey, not all the cards are going to be great. And I laughed a little bit because, yeah, why not, right? The law firm is a card that adds a 10% tax reduction and it works only one time on your city. This card would be really cool to have. It's kind of, I think, an ode to a lobbying firm to get your taxes cut, which is pretty funny. This game does that a lot. It kind of plays to real world issues that I think a lot of us get annoyed with. But a good law firm can lobby the politicians and get you better taxes, right? And the last card is the social media aid office. This one is pretty cool because it decreases your social support cost by 100. This would solve my problem if I could get a couple of these, that all my extra workers are giving me a minus to my money. Now we'll go over the technology trees really quickly. I'm going to focus on the ones that adjust other cards. So the first one you have here, this is kind of the crime one, right? So police stations get better. That's an older card, but it makes them 1% better to reduce your crime. This one gives you a 10% increased chance to get a citizen when you do an event. So whenever you do an event, like if you do an art event, you can get artist. If you do a weed event, you can get artist. If you do a science event, you can get scientist. If you do a beer event, you actually can get workers, which is kind of funny. But that's kind of how this works. This one makes it so that instead of having a 20% chance to get one, you'll get a 30% chance to get one. So that's pretty cool. The free education is pretty cool because it makes the universities give you a lot more education. If you're someone who has a lot of universities, this is definitely worth getting at some point. AI technology is this one makes your factories use less workers. I don't know if I love that or not because if you have more workers than if you have more people than you need, this is going to make that worse. But if you want to be able to run a lot of factories with less people, this is a cool card. And then eco energy. This is the one that takes the solar plants and the wind turbines and makes them have more income. So this one, so if you go down this tree, you have a chance of making your universities better, your solar plants, your wind turbines, and your police stations. So this is a good tree to try to get. The next one, this one is also has a little bit due to crime. It's got the drone technology, which decreases crime by 5%. You got internet connection, which, well, let me check something on my technology page. Oh yeah, see that they're not in the right tree. So I'm gonna go to here. So the tree is the police equipment by 1, then the drone, then RoboCop. See, it's all crime, and then all crime, and then the voice to the skull. Because if your city's full of no crime, I guess people do well and become other things. Then there's the education one. So that's the control tree. The education tree, you can get 5% extra to your education. You can unlock cooldowns quicker. You can get the education boost of 10%. You can get your universities doubled. And then you can get 2 trainings daily instead of only 1. Then you have the automation. So this one's pretty cool. Factories pay you more if you get basic. You get more beer tokens if you get the automated brewery. AI is the one that I wasn't as sure about, where you need less workers. This mining operation is your sim income gets a bonus. Hive Tech plus 2%, ETH Tech plus 4%, BTC plus 6%. Only the highest bonus effects. I'm not sure exactly how this works because I haven't seen these bonuses yet, these numbers, but it's in the game, and I think I need a little more information on it. If you know, let me know. The advanced robotics one is the one that requires factories only needing 2 workers. So then you're going to have a lot of extra people in your city if you had a lot of factories. The GMO farming is the one that makes the farms give you more income, but you lose a little popularity. I think most people will make that trade, and that's why it's on here. Most people are trying to learn it. The eco energy is the one that makes the wind turbines and solar plants make more money. Cold fusion is the one that makes your nuclear plant not have negative problems. The Dyson sphere makes the solar plant even better. And then the garage dump makes your gives income to the garbage dump. This tree is my favorite because it's all stuff to make your income better or make your popularity better with cold fusion. So that's why I've tried to learn it all by unlocking all of it. My second favorite is probably the education one. But for a little while my crime was high, so I unlocked these first 3 crimes. I'm now going to be going down the education one. I'm probably going to wait. I don't know when I'll unlock these ones because I don't really want them. But if I get them, I might be able to sell them to somebody that does. This is a little bit longer than a normal video I do, so I'm just going to wrap it up there. We went over all the cards and the technologies. If you have any other questions about the game, you can let me know. I'll just take a real quick little look at my map. Shrink it down. Here's me. I'm ranked about number 89 in the game. Bringing in this much sim. See, told you, 480 extra workers. It's hard to get rid of these guys. My probability to get new citizens is 30. I'm at 13% training. My crime rate's only down at 5 because I do have quite a lot of police stations. I invested a lot in those because I did not like getting robbed, and I do not get robbed very often. With that, I'll say goodbye and have a good day.